Hi everybody, welcome to the Evangelist Nick Garrett channel. Today, Matthew chapter 2. Before we even get started, hit the like button, hit the little bell, all notifications, leave a comment, tell your friends about me. I'm sharing truth here. We get good church history, we get good scripture, we get good life experiences about how to live as a Christian. If you haven't seen chapter 1, check it out. If you haven't seen our other new series, New Christian History of the Church, check that out. Here we go, jumping right in. Wise men from the east. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem. Let's get our bearings straight, okay? You had, in modern Palestine, a place called Idumea. Above that was Judea. Above that was Samaria. To the east, you had the Jordan River. This factors in because that's where John the Baptist's ministry is from. And we're going to learn that people left Jerusalem all the time to go to the Jordan. So we can't think of this region by the borders that exist there today. You had a place called Philistia. You had Galilee, a totally separate region at the time. All of these were in the same general area, obviously within walking distance, within riding distance. Now, Jesus was born in Bethlehem. Bethlehem, the city of bread. Interesting translation. Bethlehem of Judea. So he's born in Judea. In the days of Herod the king. Herod was an Idumean. He came to power because his family had helped Caesar back in 44 BC to take control of Egypt. So as a quid pro quo and a favor, the Antipater's were given control of this region. Idumeans were part Jewish, part Arab. Idumea, the southern part underneath Judea. So, that's who we're dealing with. Behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem. Wise men from the east came to Jerusalem. What does that mean? Wise men from the east? Well, in other parts of the New Testament, we learn that they were Arabs, so they are kinfolk to Herod in some sense. Wise men, though, what does that mean? We heard them referred to as magi. But later in the book of Acts, we learn about Simon Magus, magic. We're told in the Bible not to practice magic. So it's not like these are good, holy people. These people, much like examples in the Old Testament where God would sometimes use someone who was certainly an unbeliever to see his will done. Let's see what happens. Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? They asked Herod. For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. You know, I've thought so much about what this means. What is this star? What's it all about? Let's place ourselves there. What are we actually seeing? What are these men practicing in Arabia? That they look at the sky, they see a unique heavenly body, and determine for themselves that they should make this pilgrimage there, that it has some sort of significance. Well, let's start by using scripture to define scripture. If we go back to Genesis, we learn that the heavenly bodies and luminaries are placed there for seasons, signs, and wonders. Okay, so there we go. We kind of have some type of reasoning there. Let's check the dictionary of early Christian beliefs and see what the early church fathers had to say about this star, and maybe we can get some more there. Birth of Jesus. How then was he manifested to the world? A star shone forth in heaven above all the other stars. The light from this star was inexpressible, and its uniqueness struck men with astonishment. That's from Ignatius, circa 105. It's quite a good definition given what we're dealing with. We can't explain it either. At the time of his birth, Magi came from Arabia and worshipped him. When the child was born in Bethlehem, since Joseph could not find an inn in that village, he took up his lodging in a certain cave near the village. While they were there, Mary brought forth the Christ and placed him in a manger. Here the Magi who came from Arabia found him, Justin Martyr. It was not any of the constellations existing in the sky that was made to be the star of the east. Rather, it was something of another order, appointed for the purpose and in the service of the knowledge of Jesus. That's from Origen. Okay, so let's do one more. It says the star that was seen in the east we consider to have been a new star, unlike any of the well-known planetary bodies. Okay, so the church fathers don't have an answer, but they're saying, hey, as far as we can tell, it's a new star. It's some kind of heavenly body. It's still in line with what we learn in Genesis, that this is for a sign, but they come. Okay, and when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. Herod did. Herod gathered all his people. What are these men from the east talking about? You all are my council. What are they talking about? Is there someone who's a threat to my throne? So they said to him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, but you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel. Let's tie that to the prophecy that Joseph was told in his dream. Name him Jesus because he'll save his people from his sins. Now we have another prophecy. He'll be born in Bethlehem. For out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel. Okay, so far we've learned of Jesus that two things are going to happen. He's going to forgive his people of his sins, so you got to name him Jesus. He's going to shepherd his people Israel. And in the real world, people have come from elsewhere to say, where is he? We heard he was born. We want to worship him. And the parents are having dreams. So we have real events happening peppered with supernatural events happening. Very interesting. Then Herod, when he had secretly called the wise men, determined from them what time the star appeared. Okay, so the wise men knew what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, go and search carefully for the young child, and when you have found him, bring back word to me that I may come and worship him also. When they heard the king, they departed, and behold, the star which they had seen in the east went before them. Okay, so this is interesting to me because they came from the east, they saw the star in the east, and that's what they followed to get to Bethlehem. So they're in Jerusalem. They would have had to travel back east to get to Bethlehem. Interesting because Bethlehem is southwest of Jerusalem. For what that's worth. Wordplay, maybe. And when they had come into the house, and they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented gifts to him, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Then, being divinely warned in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed for their own country another way. Here's another supernatural dream. And as if that's not unbelievable enough, all three of them apparently had the same dream. It says all three were warned in a dream, don't go back to Herod. They departed for their own country another way. Okay. Now, when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. So this is constantly happening during Jesus' early infancy. There is an open and constant dialogue between the natural and the supernatural. It is evident here. Arise, take the young child and his mother, flee to Egypt, and stay there until I bring you word, for Herod will seek the young child and destroy him." When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed for Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, saying, "Out of Egypt I called my son." Okay, we have a third one. Call him Jesus. He's going to save his people from his sins. He'll be born in Bethlehem and shepherd his people Israel. Out of Egypt I will call my son. Then Herod, when he saw that he was deceived by the wise men, he was exceedingly angry. And he sent forth and put to death all the male children who were in Bethlehem and in all its districts, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had determined from the wise men. Then was fulfilled what was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, "A voice was heard in Ramah, lamentation, weeping, great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, refusing to be comforted, because they are no more." We have all this interaction between the supernatural realm and the natural realm and the players involved for the specific purpose of fulfilling prophecy. This is not, the prophecies aren't being fulfilled because it's Jesus. The prophecies are being fulfilled because all of this is being arranged for Jesus to do the work that he will do. Now when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, "Arise, take the young child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, for those who sought the young child's life are dead." Then he arose, took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning over Judea instead of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. And being warned by God in a dream, he turned aside into the region of Galilee. And he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophets, "He shall be called a Nazarene." Nazareth is in Galilee. So in order to get from Egypt, they could have gone by Mediterranean Sea and inland, or they would have had to go north through Philistia, Judea, into Samaria, and then into Galilee and into Nazareth. Hey friends, if you want to watch another video, click here, keep it going, get a snack, watch some more. If you want to support us, all the PayPal, Cash App links are in the video description.